All right, what's up, guys? I'm gonna go over pretty fast the Coinbase trade we were talking about yesterday. Um, Again, this one is like a pure gamble. I don't really have any edge in something like this, so just being honest. The premise was basically Robinhood had good crypto earnings. So I think Coinbase is gonna have good crypto earnings, as stupid as that sounds. And it did kind of play out good. So I didn't end up actually holding until the close because the gain was so good. I got in around here, wasn't a perfect entry, and then I basically got out around here when we came back up near the highs. They keep pushing, but not too worried about it. It was a great trade. Um, and yeah, we can see what happened after the close. It kind of went crazy, and I was pretty worried about getting crushed by Theta. I think if I would have held on to them, they probably would have like halved in value on the open tomorrow, and we could have opened down and all this kind of overnight risk. So I was up pretty good. I just got out of them, to be honest with you. So that was the Coinbase trade. Let's go over some intraday setups in Bitcoin, kind of what I'm seeing. So first thing I do want to point out, we have this lower range we're developing inside the larger range, if that makes sense. First, let's go over the larger range. So we've been chopping people to death. This has been extremely boring recently, but we've been in this range since the end of November. So, just chopping people to death. Not much else going on. I got this blue box around it. If you pull this like this, maybe I had it pulled from here. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't. It's going to change because there's new information, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. you know, Basically big box near the lows, near the highs. That's all you need. And then you have this volume kind of cluster here in the middle where it gets really sticky, really a lot of two-way trade. So it's basically all you need. Now potential levels I'd get involved, definitely like 78, 76 down here. Um, or even like this whole gap, I would be watching kind of a reversal. It would really be great where everyone's trying to buy this massive level here and we just front run everyone. Something I'm playing in mind if we do get down there. Definitely be bidding that. But on the more intraday side, let's go to our medium time frame here. So I drew out this little range that we have here. And this is kind of what I'm using currently, just to see when we're kind of at the lows and the highs. Not really using it for any entries right now. Um, it's definitely a difficult environment. The price will trade down to the lows, and then people just get soaked. It looks like limit orders are just soaking everybody, and then we just kind of reverse. And it's just kind of been that way over and over so far. And if you're going to sit in these trades, I think we talked about this before, it really chops you to death. So honestly, I'm not trading a lot of Bitcoin. Um, I think I took one headline trade today off something Trump said, and it was like 0.5%, and I got out. There's just no juice, and it just ends up coming right back to your entry, and it ends up chopping you like crazy. So these are the levels that I'm looking for. I do have the low marked out. I want to see absorption when we come down to the low again. If we do, if we don't, we do have the single prints above us, and I would be interested in taking a kind of gap fill, you could call it, trade through here. If we do kind of start pushing, we can kind of just take a simple setup. Um, Normally these act as resistance the first time they're touched, and then once you start touching them more times, they usually get filled because it's like inefficiency, you can call it. Let's look at it on the TPO. It's really obvious. This large gap, you have the gap in the volume profile as well. So that's probably what I will be looking at as a quick intraday trade. Probably just long it. And then you kind of have this sticky price. Let's go to 5 minute. You have this sticky price action up here as well. So, who knows if we'll get all the way up there, but I would probably just take it from like here to 97,220 Maybe leave a little bit on. I'm sure there's like, let's pull this here. Yeah, then you could get out like you can treat this top little mini range. You can get out at like the high volume node at like 97 to 514, something around here. I'd probably front run it a little bit because it's a lot of lows. How does it look on the medium time frame? Yeah, there's definitely like a cluster up here, so just be a little bit careful. Probably run into some resistance up there. Just a quick trade, something I'll be looking for. Other than that, I'll be looking for sweeps to the upside or the downside. But honestly, the big trades are going to be when we break this terrible range. Either we break up, we get above here, and we hold 100K, like actually hold it and not just kind of come up here and then just instantly reverse and build kind of a base up here, or something like that. But right here is just it's not fun, you know. Not a lot of edge for me. If we get down here and we wick the lows, yeah, that's a great trade. But if we get down here again, it's a good trade. But right here in this white box, not great. Couple setups. Basically the daily ranges you could call it, are pretty small. So you want to be looking for trades that are going to give you a lot of that range in the day, especially if it's going to be choppy like this. So you get near the high of the range, you look for the short, you get near the low, you look for the long, and then eventually you're going to be wrong. One of those times, but you get a bunch of trades in between. So that's kind of the trades I'm looking at on Bitcoin. Altcoin wise, haven't even been trading alts that much, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. It just looks worse than Bitcoin. Yeah, yeah, it just doesn't look great. XRP actually looks interesting. Let's throw the weekly. Okay, monthly. Okay, doesn't look bad. I'll probably add this one higher in the watch list. That's fine right there. Hype. Still got my spot bag of hype. It looks good. It's just kind of chopping to death. Sui. Excuse me. Not doing much. Those are really the only ones I'm watching. Yeah. These other ones I'm not really watching at all. China's still making new highs. China's been killing it recently. So, yeah, that's kind of it. Meta, they did release that news today about, I think it's some chip they're going to be working with. So, watch out for that. But yeah, that's kind of the trades on Bitcoin. I'm not really trading alts. Mostly I am scalping options in the S&P 500. Right now, to be honest with you, it seems like there's better risk reward there. And the volatility on Bitcoin has just been awful. The transaction costs and everything on Bitcoin. Just not super interested. I will look for the single print play. I'll look for those edges of value plays. Other than that, I'm not going to be trading this much. Let's look here. Yeah. I mean, we're stacked on the order book on Coinbase, but Binance back in the red. Yeah. I don't know. Just not my type kind of environment. There's really only like normally one or two good trades a day. So I end up, I take one and then I just get bored and I leave for the day. So that's kind of what I've been doing. If you guys have any questions on anything, feel free to throw them in the comments. I will be releasing a free PDF as well with some free setups that I use, kind of these range ones I'm talking about. That'll be all in a PDF, and I'll throw that in the description the next couple videos here. All right. If you guys got any questions, throw them in the comments. Thanks, guys.